My name is Luna, a 24-year-old girl. I've always felt slightly different from others. Not out of pride, but because of an inner sense that my eyes are searching for a deeper meaning in everything. My hair is light brown, naturally wavy, and my skin carries a warm wheat tone that glows under the moonlight. I have lived a quiet life, drifting between my books, my laptop, and my endless dreams. That rainy night, I was sitting in my room, working on a project I had to deliver by the next morning. The room was warm, the smell of coffee lingered in the air, and the rain tapped gently on the window like a melody just for me. As I typed, trying to finish my project, suddenly the screen went black. And all the lights in the room turned off. Power outage. A heavy silence filled the air, broken only by the sound of rain and distant thunder. A sharp sting of unease touched my heart. I turned on my phone's flashlight, but the battery was almost dead. I gave a sarcastic smile. Perfect. Just what I needed tonight. But then, something strange crept over me. It wasn't just the fear of darkness, it was the uncanny feeling that I was not alone. As I tried to hold myself together, a sudden sound broke the silence. Soft knocking on my apartment door. I froze. Who would come at this late hour, especially with the entire neighborhood in a blackout? My heart started racing. Slowly, I walked closer, each step heavy as if the floor tried to hold me back. I pressed my ear against the door. Nothing. But I was certain someone had knocked. My heart was pounding so hard I could barely think straight. I tried to convince myself it was just my imagination, but something felt too real. Suddenly, I saw something sliding under the door. A small folded piece of paper. I froze, then quickly stepped back, my chest tightening. Who would send a note in this blackout? With trembling hands, I reached for it. Slowly, I unfolded it. Inside, written in strange handwriting, were just 3 words: "You are not alone." A chilling cold ran through my veins. Who knew about my loneliness? Who was watching me right now? No answers came. The room felt smaller, the air heavier, and every raindrop outside struck like needles on my nerves. I sat on the floor, the note trembling in my hand, torn between 2 choices: open the door, or remain a prisoner of my fear, camera. While staring at the note, I suddenly heard footsteps in the hallway outside. Slow, heavy steps, as if someone was dragging their feet on purpose, just so I could hear them. My heart stopped for a second, then raced faster than ever. Camera. Gathering all my courage, I shouted with a trembling voice, "Who's there?" No answer. The footsteps stopped, swallowed by silence, as if the quiet itself was testing me. I didn't know if that was better or worse. I grabbed the small chair beside me as though it could protect me. Minutes felt like hours. Until I finally heard the sound of the apartment across the hall opening and closing. Maybe it was just my neighbor. A coincidence? But the note in my hand whispered otherwise. I sat again, the note before me, darkness around me. My mind filled with endless questions. What if I opened the door? Would I find someone? Or just emptiness? And what if I stayed here? Would I spend the night imprisoned by fear? Something inside me rebelled against this terror. I didn't want to remain a victim. Taking a deep breath, I grabbed the note and stood up. My hands trembled, but my eyes burned with a new resolve. Slowly, I approached the door and placed my hand on the knob. When suddenly I heard a whisper, so close it felt like it came from just beyond the door, "Open." I gasped aloud and stumbled back 2 steps. But strangely, the voice wasn't as frightening as I expected. It was calm, deep. Almost carrying a trace of sorrow. My hands trembled, but I decided I wouldn't remain a prisoner of fear. I slowly turned the doorknob. A faint creak tore through the silence. I opened the door cautiously, my eyes wide with anticipation. No one was there. Only the dark hallway and the smell of rain seeping through the old windows. My heart sank for a moment, then suddenly, a faint meow. I looked down. And there it was, a tiny kitten, drenched from the rain, shivering from the cold, its bright eyes pleading up at me. I couldn't help myself. I knelt down and gently lifted it into my arms. Its small body trembled as though I was holding my own fragile heart. For the first time that night, I smiled. Maybe I wasn't truly alone. Maybe the message came in a different form, camera. I closed the door behind me, the tiny kitten wrapped in a warm towel. Sitting at my desk, I placed it beside me, and suddenly, the lights flickered back on. It was as if the universe itself whispered, "The night never lasts forever." I smiled, a strange new energy rushing through. I smiled, a strange new energy rushing through me. I opened my laptop and started again. I didn't care that I had lost some of my progress. This time, I was writing with a different spirit. I was studying computer science, and my project was about building a program to analyze big data. For weeks, I had been working on it with constant anxiety. But tonight, the fear had lifted. All that remained was determination. The kitten curled up and fell asleep beside me as if to say, "Keep going, you can do this." I kept writing and working until the early hours of dawn. Time slipped away unnoticed, each moment filled with focus and hope. When I finally typed the last line of my project, I looked out the window. The sun was rising slowly, its golden rays piercing through the clouds and sparkling on the remaining raindrops. I smiled deeply, feeling a warmth I hadn't felt in so long. It wasn't just any sunrise. It was the sunrise of hope. I whispered to myself, "The sun of success is more beautiful than the sun of laziness." I had completed my project, conquered my fear, and gained a new trust in myself. That night, I would never forget, for it taught me that darkness tests us. But dawn always waits. That night wasn't just about fear and a blackout, it was a test of my courage, and a reminder that light always triumphs over darkness. I learned that facing my fear was the only way to discover my true strength. And with the sunrise, I realized that success is never born from comfort and laziness, but from moments of challenge and bravery. Yes. The sun of success is more beautiful than the sun of laziness. But do you think what Luna experienced that night was just a coincidence? Or is there a greater secret hidden behind the darkness, waiting to be revealed? If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.